So let's look at specifically how we can use those simple rules for creating an SQL query, sort of SQL, writing SQL queries for dummies. Here are the 4 steps, and they're the same as the 4 steps that we looked at when you were writing a relational algebra expression, except here we're going to specifically be talking about tables and SQL. So I'm going to use the same example, which is show the name, job, salary, location for all staff with a salary greater than 25,000. And I'm going to apply those 4 steps to writing the SQL. So the first step is to identify which particular tables we're interested in. And we know that we've got job, name, location, some information about salary. That's going to require us to use 2 different tables, the emp table and the department table. So step 1 says identify the tables. Well, we know it's going to be the emp and the department table. And what we need to do is we need to Cartesian product them together. And the way that we do that is, if you look at select from where, we need to actually place those tables that we actually want to use for this query after the from clause. So we'll end up with something that looks like this, emp, department. So that's going to Cartesian product the tables together, and that means everything from the first table combined with everything from the second table. Step 2, add conditions which are necessary to convert that Cartesian product into an appropriate join. So this is where we use the where clause, and we're going to attach in our condition that basically says merge these tables together correctly. And we know that the way that we do that is with these 2 tables, we've got a common department number column. So we can say the department number from the emp table must be the same as the department number from the department table, and we express it like that. So that comes after the where clause. Step 3 basically says add any other conditions required for the query. Now, if we go back to the query, there's this bit here that basically says for all staff with a salary greater than 25,000. So what we're really looking for is there's going to be like some extra test in there, like show all the people who are in department 3, or show people who have got some value greater than this or less than this, or some combination, some test that's actually going to result in us showing particular rows, only a subset of the rows. Here it is in this question. We know we're going to basically add on a condition so that we can see people whose salary is greater than 25,000. So the way that I do that is by using and I just stick it down the bottom. Remember, if you start using ands and ors in that where clause, you need to be really careful about making sure that it's actually doing what you expect it to do. Here it's pretty straightforward because it's just an and. Final step, add appropriate projections to get the columns that we're interested in. So again, if we go back to the query, then we know that we're looking for name, job and location, and we're going to put those on that top line. So we know it's name, job and location, and of course the actual formal column names, it's important to get those correct. That's ename, job and location. So there we are, there's our 4 steps. Step 1, which particular tables are we interested in? That goes after the from reserved word. Step 2, add in a selection to make sure that you turn that Cartesian product into a join. Look for that shared column, or look for the way that you're actually going to combine those tables together. Step 3, add on any other conditions that are needed. You know, salary is greater than 25,000, for example here. The ones that are going to give us particular rows we're interested in. And the final step, add in something that gives us the particular columns that we're interested in. And in this instance, it's ename, job and location.